Welcome to Narrative Nebulosa, a channel where two creative idiots release their ideas into the world. In this video, we're going to talk about some aliens hiding amongst us right now. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the podcast. Anyway, today's video, we're going to be here to talk about a crazy idea that this guy over here has, and he wants to talk about his story, which is called, what's it called?
I don't have a name for it yet. Like, I wrote a lot of stuff for it, but there's no name for it yet. But I have a lot of stuff. Now, I got to the point where I actually didn't even finish it. On my thing, I have a bunch of, how can I say this? I have a bunch of like bulletin points or whatever they're called on my thoughts of criticism and what I could change or add or whatever. And then it'd be nice to hear your stuff, your thoughts and everything. And let's see if we have the same thing. Now that was the main thing. Because I have so much and everything. I didn't even get to the summary of my story. But if you want to know the summary, obviously, I can just say it without me typing it.
I think it would be best if you could tell like the quick summary. Don't tell me everything that happens, but tell me like a quick summary of what happens. Yeah.
All right. So, it's a lot, but I'll try to shorten as possible while also having a actual plot. So, long story short, so there is a planet called the Sisaloid planet. All right. So, our main character is an alien half. What? What's so funny?
Why did you say this?
Oh, I know what you're looking at. And it was a spoiler. All right.
Okay. What were you saying?
Okay, so our main character is Kenji Yakasura. All right, our main character's name is Kenji Yakasura. He's an alien, half human. And basically, the story starts with his father, Ezel, and he is some chaotic character. He loves chaos and crimes and all that crap. Basically, he wanted to change his life around after he's been incarcerated so many times. And he went to whatever space station that they have on their planet, their Sisaloid planet, and their entities called are Scythians, so that's what they are. And women are lavender color, so like light purple, and men are periwinkle, so like a light blue, very light blue. Right. And men have the avatar ears, and women have tails. So that's what they have on their, the advanced technology is so far advanced that like an autistic kid on Earth is probably as smart. No, I'm sorry, an autistic kid on the Sisaloid planet is probably as smart as like Albert Einstein or something. So that's like their default. You know what I mean? You know how humans are default to learn how to walk and talk and breathe? Yeah. So that's their default thing.
Default dance? Okay. Whoa.
But yeah.
What else?
Ezel steals a ship from whatever place it's called, I don't know. And he goes to Earth. Alright, the furthest planet that he could find, and then he changes his life around and all that type of stuff. Now, going back to the next part, which is our second main character. Her name is Misako. And Misako Loretta is also an alien, but she's just full-on alien. And her mom, Lazarina, was a crack lady. Did drugs with her mom, went out partying with clubs, got pregnant at a young age, this and that. She, too, wanted to change her life, but instead, she was trying to and everything, but she just couldn't. So then she decided that she saw the wanted poster of Ezel and everything. It was a lot of money for their currency. She did whatever it took to track him down and so forth. And yeah, then they both land on Earth. Coincidentally, I still want to figure this out, but coincidentally, they both live near each other. And Kenji being born, his mom died because alien semen mixed with human semen was bad. And that's caused an accident. After 13 years, he got blind. He got blind because he had a metal staff playing in the rain, his favorite weather. Lightning struck down. He got to the ER, and then a defibrillator, whatever they're called, the thing that's like clear, and you rub it together and shock them. Rub them together and shocks him. He's alive, but the electrons in his body combined with all that electric and everything, it blinded him, and then yeah, he magically miracle came alive and everything, and it heightened his senses and everything, blah blah. So obviously the story's fiction and all that crap.
Yeah, so it's like similar to Daredevil in a way, right?
Yeah. It's actually funny because I actually knew Daredevil after I made my story, which is why it's the only Marvel show I like. I'm not a big fan of Marvel, obviously.
Right. Okay. So he gets. So your explanation was like electrons and shit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, that's probably not scientifically accurate because we're not fucking scientists. But like,
Oh, really? I wouldn't. I would have thought.
shut up with your stupid ass sarcasm. First off, second off, could you say like I had something but then I lost it? Just continue.
Okay. So Kenji was a creative, enthusiastic type of person, outgoing, all that type of stuff. But as time went on and he became blind, all that type of stuff, his life dramatically changed, dramatically, yeah. And he now took life for granted, and now he cannot see the beauty of life anymore because obviously he can't see in general. His purpose in this story, plot wise, is finding a purpose in life. You need to find a huge purpose, a goal actually, and he has none because you know what I mean. So, he meets with Misako because Misako is not allowed outside because they're aliens and they do not want to get caught and all that type of stuff. They know what Earthlings do to alien people. So, if she got caught, she'll probably die or something, and she don't want that. So, she was newsy and everything. The ER when Kenji went to the ER, the ambulance came. She saw it and she went to go check it out because she's so nosy, and that's when she met Kenji and everything. But she saw him on the floor, basically dead. Yeah, so that's how they met and everything, but not literally. They met later. So that's all I have so far. At least big detail. That's big plot. Minor stuff, don't matter. Now there's the second part. Oh, you go on. What you gonna say?
All right. So, how old is Misako exactly?
19.
19. She's mad nosy for a 19-year-old. I think she's like
when you
9 or something.
Yeah, when you in your house for 19 years.
Oh, she was a shut-in. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. So she's still kind of like a kid in a way.
Yeah, she has that mentality of like, why can't we go outside?
Yeah, I feel you. So maybe that could be. You think that you're gonna make that her character journey, like her becoming like more grown as a person?
Yeah, it's going to be more towards like she's going to start to like, what's the word? Stick up for herself. Like, no, I want to do what I want to do, this and that. Now conflict may happen, like she gets captured or some crap, just a regular problem. But that's what I mean. The so far her problem in her Cypher story is she's unable to go outside, and if she does go outside, she could possibly get caught badly.
Right, but I can see there. But so you can make the conflict like she wants to go outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, but when she does, she has to learn how to survive. And it's like she'll make mistakes. She might get caught from time to time, and then Kenji will be like have to teach her the ways of living out there. You catch my drift?
And that's what Kenji doesn't know that she's an alien because obviously he can't see. She as like regular kid, just like he was, since Kenji was able to actually go to school and everything and stuff like that. He was able to do that stuff because his mom was black and Asian. So the genetics of the skin color went on the Kenji, but the genetics of Easel's mentality and also his big ears went on to Kenji. So just think of like a 21-year-old black guy with like big ears. Wow. So he was able to survive. He was able to do that type of stuff. But if you see some big human, because now they're aliens. So Misako is 6'5".
God damn.
Yeah, a 19-year-old 6'5" female with a long tail.
Yo, basketball player?
LeBron?
LeBron
got nothing. I'm gonna go on now. I'm gonna go on the main conflict of the story now. If you're done.
Yeah, that's all I had for now.
All right. So the main conflict of the story is in different part of the world on Earth, in like Korea or something, or China or whatever those areas are, right? Like the whole opposite side of the world. There is this. I guess I can say, like, let's just compare it to like a kingpin or a dictator, whatever. So this is a big boss guy, all right, living in a temple. His name's Zafia, all right. So Zafia was traveling, and as Zafia was traveling, he accidentally stumbled upon an
That Zaza
ancient.
pack.
What? A Zaza pack? As Zafia was traveling, he accidentally stumbled upon an ancient ruin, or like, some pharaoh pyramid type stuff, an ancient cave. And when he was down there, he's looking around because let's say he accidentally tripped or something. He accidentally tripped into some cave, and then he looked around, booby traps everywhere, Pauls, and this light, a little tiny light, is shining on this pendant, and this pendant is they're called Japamala beads, if I'm not mistaken. They're like balls on a necklace.
Japamala bead.
Yeah. So the Japamala beads, he stole them off the thing, and then Indiana Jones type stuff. The thing it was on went down, and the place started crumbling. All right, cheesy. And then he ran away, and when he put it on, he actually grew an immense amount of power. And then the thing is, he actually sensed some other stuff from the Japamala beads. So he was traveling for a while where the Japamala beads were telling him to go to, and this is where we find 4 characters. So first we have my 2 favorite ones, in my opinion. We have the twins, Azarath and Azarith. All right, they're 2 twins. What?
Azarath Metro.
Oh my! So, out of his ruthlessness and anger and power taking over his body, bars into the place and was like, "Where did you get these?" And there are pendants around the 2 twins. And
Where are they?
And what?
Never mind. You don't get that joke because you haven't watched the Batman. Never mind.
The black man. All right, let me stop. Yeah, so they're out of the fear and shock of the adults. Like, they couldn't even say anything. Out of his anger and stuff, killed adults. And then stole the kids and left. Now that sounds really bad, but
I took the kids. Sorry.
So then took them back to his temple, took care of them. All right. So then, as they connected and grew power more. So on the Japamala beads, there are keys. There are little symbols. Each symbol represents a key, and the key is on the pendant that they have. Now these pendants were randomly obtained. Like, they were sold at a jewelry store or something like that. Nobody knew that they were so crazy. So then they went to another place. All right. A very fiery place. It was actually like Pompeii-ish. Pompeii, the story of Pompeii? Volcano. Yeah. So, little kid, 8-year-old kid named Isaac. All right. He was a very sensitive boy. And his life was hard after his mom took the kid, or took him, I should say, and his dad passed away. Dad passed away, and she's such in deep sorrow that she starts torturing Isaac and everything because she's just taking the anger out on Isaac and everything. Yeah, so he hates his life and everything, working left and right, doing this and doing that, working like a slave. So, instead, Zafia doesn't really do anything to the mom or anything. Just as Isaac passes out from all that work he does all the time, he just passes out, and he takes them, taking children. I'm talking about.
So his mom just doesn't give a fuck.
Oh no, it was like a sneak-in. Like, he snuck in.
Oh, okay.
Because like his mom is so bad, like drunk and everything, like that. Like, that's not a good mom. So you can probably walk through the door, and she'd probably be passed out drunk on a couch or something. So, then we went to now the youngest one, like 5-6-year-old kid named Topi. All right, now, but yeah, Isaac's pendant connected to the Japamala beads and everything, blah blah. Then Topi came, the youngest one, had a nice it was a nice family and everything, and when he went there,
so this is a different family with Topi in it, right?
yes, okay, yeah. So this this medallion was a family heirloom passed down from generations of Topi's ancestors and everything, and when the pendant was coming in like close to the Japamala bead, it started to grow in power even more, and I'll explain that in a second. And Zafia starts to, like, almost lose control. The dad of Topi protected his, son's life and everything. Like, yo, who are you? What are you doing here? This and that. Obviously, he couldn't do anything. Just some middle-aged guy against some powerful being.
What are you talking about? That middle-aged 9 to 5 worker energy hit hard.
So got bags under his eyes and everything.
Exactly, like he has nothing to lose, so he would be the hardest fighter of all time.
So, Zafia goes and fights the dad, but the dad fights back and everything, and does everything he can to save his child and the family heirloom, but he was no match. Topi was dead asleep in the other room. Afterwards, he finally got all of them, put them back into his temple, and he realized that he could finally take over the world with such power.
So what's his reason for taking over the world?
Because he got cursed by the Japamo beads. Well, actually, I lied. What I put in my story was the leader of a water temple and the leader of the most powerful of the group. He wanted the power to take over countries, villages, cities, and the land to control what goes around the world, like wars, peace, or feelings of power, but he couldn't do it alone. Zafia roamed around the land in a mischievous way, searching for those who were ready to be obtained and ready to be trained by him. He had no luck for years and almost gave up. One day, while walking back to the temple, he stumbled across a cave that he never experienced before. Zafia walked in, almost died, blah, blah. So he needed something, so he wanted to control the world. Peace. He can do anything he wanted. But in a bad way, it kind of cursed him because now he's just filled with greed and envy and all that type of stuff. So it kind of backfired. Be careful what you wish for. No, I'm joking.
So because he got all that power, it like made him change his mindset. He's like, oh man, like I have all this power. Why don't I just take more and more?
Exactly.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. The money got to his head.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
One of those.
I was gonna say, like, do you think you can make that like a key plot point? Like, since he used to be a better person, maybe like he'll be more willing to have a conversation, and they could have like more heart to hearts before he starts whooping ass. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, of course. I'll take all. I'm gonna write that down. What'd you say? Repeat that.
Like, since he used to be a better person before he got all of that power and then let it get to his head, maybe near the ending, let's say, like maybe they don't necessarily resolve it in like a fight to the death. Catch my drift?
Oh yeah, it's like touching the core of somebody.
Yeah. So it's like they fight, but also while they're fighting, they like start, like they maybe exchange like one or two lines that makes him think about what he's really doing. You know?
Yeah, that's talk no jutsu. Say no play.
Well, nah. We're not gonna talk for like 5 whole minutes before we fight. Nah.
I know.
Hell nah. How can he get out of every situation? Never mind. Forget that. Every situation by talking.
I think when Naruto did that and Obito was the worst one. Or Pain. It was one of those two. They definitely just got destroyed. Like, you know what? War? Bad. I know the key point. Now, the characters I have in my story at the moment so far are Kenji, Misako. On Earth, Misako's name is Lorinda. In case something happens, so don't want to pull out her actual name. Then we have Easel, which is Kenji's dad. Marina, which is Kenji's mom. Lazarina, which is Misako's mom. Misako doesn't know her dad because he probably some junkie guy that got her pregnant. At like a club or something. Probably did. Then we have another two boys, Rico and Leo. Two Puerto Rican guys. Rico.
Penguins of Madagascar?
Shut up! We have a robot or an AI that Misako built. Because when you have 19 years in your house doing nothing, you start to become extremely bored and insane. So she built a robot. Her name's Lucy. Then we have, as the story goes on, there's a special type of character called Delirium, but people call him Bonsai. Then we have part of the a chapter in the story, Yazuki. He's a sensei. Then we have Zafia, Azarath, and Azarith, Isaac, and Topi. I'm gonna get to the inspiration. So in my story, the inspiration that I got I actually got a lot, and basically, I'm gonna write what I said. So the story is made from inspiration, such as people, like my family or friends, so my brother, or it could be other people from outside sources. And then it came from a bunch of games and TV shows. Now, the first thing that came up, now I'm going to tell you a lot of things. Like, this story was being made for like 2 years straight. Everything was changing, everything this, everything that. So when I first started the story, I got my character's name and everything from Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, so in Ghost of Tsushima, there's a character named Kenji, which is my favorite character. He was goofy and everything, and he was retarded, but he was funny. And the culture of the game and everything that inspired me to make the character, the main character, I should say. And then Kenji's hair was also inspiration from Avatar: Last Airbender. Great show, literally 10 out of 10, or maybe 9 out of 10. Zuko has Kenji's hair, or vice versa. His hair is really nice. I mean, I'm talking about like Fire Nation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. New Zuko, when he wasn't in the Fire Nation. I mean, well, actually, he always was, but when he wasn't so desperate for catching that.
When he wasn't a dickhead anymore.
Yes. Basically. And then we have Mortal Kombat. So my favorite character was Kenshi. He has a blindfold and he was blind. Thought it was so nice. Kenshi was too nice. And in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, when I first seen him in that cutscene when he was going up in the pyramid and he was just destroying people blindfolded, thought that was so good. Now then there are other stuff. For example, do you know Mini Ninjas?
You said what?
You know Mini Ninjas, the game?
You showed me it before. I haven't played it.
Yeah, so I show you that game. I also have it on my YouTube channel. So Mini Ninjas, right? There's a character named Shun. All right, so his name's Shun, and he is my favorite character. And basically, the clip so if you go on YouTube, whatever, if you go on YouTube and you type in Mini Ninjas Shun trailer or intro, whatever, you'll see this guy with an all camo outfit as a ninja, and he's using his legs to stand on a tree upside down, sitting there with a bow drawn at an apple far distance, and he's just waiting. He's waiting for hours, and the apple finally drops down, and he pierces it with his bow. Has a rocket, all right, has a firework attached to it. The firework explodes, and then the tree explodes, and all the apples fall in the air. And then he uses bow and hits every single apple in the air, and didn't miss a single shot. And then in the game, when you unlock him, you move around on ledges, and you use your feet instead of your hands. He uses his feet to crawl on walls to hit people with his bow, and I thought it was so nice. So,
sounds like a nigga like me.
All right, I'm leaving.
To be honest, sounds like just like me.
Oh, really? So use your feet? You be given a feet job? All right, let me stop.
Shut up!
Okay, let me stop.
Nasty!
Okay. So, yeah, so Mini Ninjas Shun, I think that was so good. That was actually one of my favorite games as a kid. It was so good. So, and then after that, then his bow staff. I really like Donnie from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so that just came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, cool. Shut up. Now, you ever saw the show Umbrella Academy?
No.
All right, so in Umbrella Academy, there's a girl named Vanya. She's the most, basically, it's a fiction TV show. And about 7 kids being born at the exact same day, at the exact same time by unpregnant woman out of nowhere. Some billionaire British rich guy buys the children and makes them for himself. Long story short, these children actually have superpowers. One has like super strength, one can travel through time, one can control air, so they throw things like knives and it can control wherever it goes. One can say something to your face and it'll come true. So it'll be like, yo, I heard something that you did a backflip off a car, and then the guy would get possessed and do a backflip off a car. No, even if he can't do it. But there is a girl named Vanya where she was the most overpowered character ever. She was literally the most, she caused the end of the world. That's how overpowered she was. But she used medicine. When she was a kid, they locked her up and used medicine on her to control and make her power stabilize. That was inspiration from that, and I used that for Topi, where Topi's medallion is actually the strongest one, the most powerful one, where it's just like, pure nature energy and everything. Azarath one is an onyx, so a black, hard, obscene onyx type thing. So powerful like it can seal up black holes. Then we have Azarus one, where it's a diamond, holy light energy and everything. And then we have Isaac's, which for his being in fire, he has a ruby, being able to control fire where he would grow up at, like near a volcano and everything. And my drawing that I have that I showed you with him with Kenji and the hat and the staff, I drew that from Super Smash Bros. Where I got just a me character and just got the model itself and then just drew that from the model, like the reference of the stance and everything. And you ever heard of a game called Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so it's basically about you are a leader of a clan and you're using your army to fight in other people's army and everything in different countries, and it's like World War or whatever. And you're trying to take over the most land. You get to create characters, so that's why I like the game. Now I'm gonna get to the criticism questions of what I was thinking, like how do I do such thing. So the first thing I said was, why did Easel want to change his life? All right, why did he want to change his life? Because in my story, I just said it out of nowhere, like, oh, out of nowhere, he just been incarcerated so many times, he just want to change his life. But I need an in-depth reason. Now, in my stories of how I write stuff,
yeah. Figure out what he got incarcerated for, and that'll be his major character flaw that you can, redevelop and give him redemption throughout the story. You know what I'm saying?
And in my story, I like to have no plot holes, in depth of even small things. I like to be in depth of everything, explain everything, but that's just me. So I don't like things that's randomly happening. I don't like that. I don't like coincidences either, like that. I want to make stuff make sense. All right, I don't want to be like Naruto, where it's like, oh shoot, guys, Naruto became One Tails. Now let's just make Sasuke get bitten by a snake out of nowhere, and now he just became like the curse mark out of nowhere. Oh shoot, guys. So I don't like that. So then, another thing was, how did he steal the ship and everything? I just want to go through the process of what he did and how he did it and everything. That was kind of easy because this guy's a criminal, so he knows what he's doing and how to be sneaking and everything. Then there's now here's one. Easel being an alien, his skin is blue, light blue, like Avatar. So if he found Marina, his wife, and stuff all that, how did he blend in with the humans? Like, did he just be like, "Yo, I'm blue. I have a skin condition."
Double D, double I.
Shut up! Of course, you said that so fast.
Anyway, how would he do that? I mean, I was gonna say you could give them a special type of camouflage power, but then that wouldn't make sense because
Jordan said the same thing.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense because because you want to keep it like that, correct? You want to keep it like he's an alien and no one can know, right?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe he wears a mask and is heavily covered all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he wears
gloves.
something that covers him a lot badly.
Yeah, and then maybe he accidentally meets her and he accidentally gets to know her, and because of that, she wants to see his actual face, and so maybe this could be a spin-off episode.
Oh, like a filler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting idea. It's more backstory. That's the stuff I like. Now, even though I'm not a big fan of fillers, I will say is that I like fillers because it gets more in depth of characters. But if you do it in a bad way where it makes zero sense, I don't like it. I wanted to hear more about your character. How did you meet this character? How did you even create this character? You know what I mean? What is it? So
yeah, filler that tells a backstory or tells how a person came to be that.
Right.
I'm cool with that. But filler fucking Naruto Shippuden where these guys will go on a random ramen trip out of nowhere. Why?
Right.
Why?
And one of the fillers I'll never get over is some dumb one, yo. They have this in games and Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 and crap. You have Mecha Naruto. Bro, that makes no sense. It's just some Naruto that's a robot and he has the power to steal chakra. So basically the Akatsuki made him or some crap. I don't even know. And it was used to take the Nine Tails chakra out of Naruto. Like that ever even happened. Now, I'm not saying it
What?
didn't happen, but that just out of nowhere makes no sense. There's a million different things that could have been better than, yeah, let the Akatsuki make a robot to capture Naruto. I don't know, that just sounds funky to me, that's all.
How the fuck are these
Um,
ninjas making robots anyway?
where you can have actual moderate power level, but you make robots. So let's go back in time to like 2020. Now, back in the day, I was like, yo, what power can I do? Now, there's two things about me. One was good writing, but I also wanted to have some crazy action. I wanted everybody to have like their own power. And I was like, but then as I went on, I was like, you know what, this is actually real corny. So I actually delayed the power. Like, I don't want this. So Kenji actually used to have electric powers due to the lightning going down on him. And, you know, in the drawings or story or whatever crap, he would have his staff and it would be like purple lightning or like a bow shooting lightning or something.
Right.
And that's what I thought was so cool and everything. And then when he get into a specific state, like, you know, a lot of animes be like, yo, Nine Tails or yo, Super Saiyan, or you know what I mean? So his thing, it was called Sylian. His thing was called Sylian.
Sign language?
Sign language? He can't even see sign language. Yes, he's braille.
You can hear it.
So in his Sylian mode, so he had even more enhanced senses. He didn't have a blindfold on, but I thought it was cool because he had literally no eyes, so you can see through him. So I want to have like some crazy realistic artwork or something of that. That took like a whole page and just took like days to make. I don't know. It's just some creative thing I want to draw, and something that was so cool where it was glowing purple aura and stuff from the lightning. And then he had glowing eyes around his arms. Glowing eyes. I meant glowing lightning marks around his arms, because after he got struck by lightning, he got like burns and everything on his arms. But his bad thing is, when he became this Sylian mode, his bones, his alien bone structure started to form and overtake his human body, and his spine would grow and his ribs would grow and everything, and he'd have like a spine coming out of his back, and he'd be more like an actual alien, like a xenomorph. You know what I mean? So that's what he became. That's what he got. That's what he came. Oh my goodness. That is what he became. So he also had a bow staff that turned into a bow, which is kind of funny, like bow staff, yeah. And he had skills such as he climbed walls with his feet, like I said, to hit people better. His weaknesses was everyday things that involved reading, writing, object locations, and if he does not know his opponent's information, how tall they are, how fast they are, this, that, blah, blah. If he does not know, he will probably lose a fight and everything. He's really limited. So then we have in Misako's thing, she oh my goodness. So back when I first made her, she was extremely smart to the point where she was overpowered. So so my brain just randomly going and everything.
Right.
When I'm in the zone of stuff, I can't get out unless I'm forced to get out, or I pass out. So when I'm just I'm like, yo, this character's about to be so good. When this character's written is so bad. But basically it was this little girl being a very intelligent alien where she could destroy people at chess with like a blindfold on while versing like 5 different people while solving like pi or some crap. I don't know, just some stupid stuff that just makes no sense. That just makes no sense.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know about all that. Nah,
so
that's
and
a
then
bit too much.
Yeah, it was. Trust me, it was. It was a lot.
But what I can say is that if you want to make a smart character like that, what you can do is like make it so that they overthink every situation and they don't go by their instincts when sometimes they just have to. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because that's literally what she does. That's literally what she does.
Yeah, that's what you.
That's like her, personality trait. Like, I made it where she has mental problems. You know what I mean? Like, that's her
crazy.
way.
Go stupid.
Shut up. Yeah, so her traits were an extremely high IQ, but she had bad fighting skills. So now one thing I did make her have though till this day, which is cool, is that what a Venetian mask is. A Venetian mask is basically like like a masquerade or something, where it's like a mask and it has a nose You can see the
Oh
eye,
yeah, I
not
see it.
eyes
I see it.
holes.
Yeah,
Oh, you just looked it
I
up.
see it now. Yeah, I just looked it up.
I completely forgot. Yeah, that's what I gave her. I gave her a Venetian mask where she can like at least kind of hide herself, which I thought was cool. Um, and basically, there's another thing where her weapon was two scythes connected to a chain. And all this stuff that I'm talking about, which doesn't even have anything in the story, well, it probably won't, but it's not even going to be in the story. It's just, these are just, when I'm playing games and I'm creating a character and everything, they have weapons or something, I'm using my character's idea to put inside of that said game. So it'd be like, yo, this game, they have, do they have a sword? Do they have a staff? This guy with magic, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Oh shoot, they have two scythes. Let me put that on my character. And then her weaknesses were like failure or doubt and controlling, like manipulation over her feelings and everything. And also, if she lose against better, fighting opponents, she'll lose. I mean, she fight better fighting opponents, combat skills, she'll lose.
So she has terrible like physical abilities, what you're telling me. Like physical combat, she's not the best.
Yes.
But she has the IQ, so like maybe she can like use her IQ to like outsmart her enemies from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she like think of it like how Batman is like, oh, he can beat all these crazy superheroes if he has like 10 minutes to plan ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I made her specifically have that, because it kind of be like a team with Kenji and her. Now you want me to go more? Now I told you everything. Want me to go more in depth of the story, or you got something? Want to say something? This, that,
So let me think. So you said that. So all your characters, Kenji has his flaws with the fact that obviously he's blind. Fucking Rip Uzo. Imagine losing sight. And
Blind sight.
Shut up. But also, remember, I mean, I think that you don't necessarily have to get rid of his lightning powers necessarily. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Like, it probably wouldn't change too much about the story, but you don't necessarily have to get rid of it.
I wasn't going to. I wrote on my note, like, what can I do with it? What am I going to do with it? That's all. Just what am I going to do with it?
Like, I don't know. Maybe it can be like, I don't want it to be like an explosion of rage emotion. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be like a form that he unlocks. You know, it's like
that's the Cylian thing I was talking about.
Yeah,
like how did he acquire it?
Like, maybe through that one sensei you were talking about. That one sensei you were talking about. Maybe like through him training him and noticing like, hey, this guy has some hidden potential that he's not really living to his fullest. You know what I'm saying? And he can be a recurring character that'll help train him and teach him how to get to that level, you know?
Yeah. Also this is Misako, the name as well, was also an inspiration I forgot from Ninjago.
Isn't that Garmadon's wife?
Maybe. Maybe. The explorer girl or something like that. The one they met in a museum with Wu.
Old bitch.
I'm serious, yo. The plot and story of Ninjago was good.
I know it was.
It was good.
I know, she's old as fuck though.
Oh yeah, I know. Probably saw the first Christmas. Basically, also wanted to say was that I thought about not removing it, and the reason why I thought about not removing it was because in my opinion, I love the thing I made with the group. Now the group I had, they're called the 5 characters I said, they were called something. It was like they're referring to. Let me see. They were called the Dunyoko. So there's a group called the Dunyoko, and basically that's what it was. So Zafia, Azarath, Azarith, Topi, and Isaac, they were the Dunyoko. The main thing was you have such power with the pendants and everything, or medallions or whatever, connecting with the Japamala beads, that there's actually one more. And this was actually a really cool thing I thought of. That I surprised myself. Like I was gonna make that the mom, or I should say this, Easel had the pendant, or Easel has the medallion that the mom gave him as a wedding present, you know what I mean? So Zafia is going to be coming for that pendant or medallion. I keep saying that. Yeah, coming for the medallion, because that is the last piece. There's 5 keys. So Marina's pendant was purple, an amethyst. And that was now Zafia has it. I mean, now Ezel has it. So Zafia's gonna be coming for that. But the thing is, how is some 20-year-old guy, 21-year-old guy like Kenji, who only has extremely high combat skills and everything, and a crazy martial artist, gonna kill somebody with like such high power to the point where it just like energy destroys you and everything, where it can just vaporize you. So that's what I was gonna try and put the Silian part at.
Well, maybe you can make the deal like this, like his powers aren't necessarily tied to his physical ability. It's like think of like a
Who are you talking about first?
I'm talking about the Zaza.
Okay, Zafia, yeah.
Yeah. But maybe it's not like directly tied to his physical ability. So like it'll be like the medallions themselves and like the necklace itself has the power, and like maybe through the orbs like it can shoot out abilities, right? You know what I'm trying to say?
So you're
Like,
saying that the medallion? Oh, what?
Or maybe like when all the pendants are together, like it completes the necklace, and like now the necklace can like float around, like when it's fully charged, and like floats around his head, and they're like orbs that can shoot out different abilities. Catch my drift?
All right. So you're saying that you're saying that the power does nothing until it's completed.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. So
not necessarily.
Right, how does Zafia?
I'm saying this. I was thinking of something like that, but then I realized that maybe it can like slowly come together. Like each orb can glow when, the orb can be used. But like his physical abilities, his like physical strength doesn't correlate to the orb being charged. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So you're like it doesn't affect his physical strength, or what?
Yeah, it doesn't affect his physical strength. So, in turn, if Kenji like masters his martial arts or something, he can beat him without having to even unlock his true power. But if you want to, you can combine them both together, like his physical strength and the orbs and all and pendants and all that. And then you can have Kenji go into that form you were talking about earlier. And,
so I was thinking that. Oh, what's up?
That would add with hype. You know what I'm saying? That would be like an extremely hype moment in the series. You catch my drift?
Now, one thing that was a good idea you said was like, I'm going to combine that. And I'll also say like, so when they get the keys and everything, they combine the medallions and they put the medallions into the beads where the key slot is. Each key slot is a symbol, a kanji symbol of like what it is. So all I really did was just do some little research or some crap online and be like, yo, what is the kanji for fire or something like that? So I made that, and each there's 5 slots on the balls, and when they're all together, all 5 medallions into that, it creates some very powerful thing to the point where it can like revive someone from the dead. And I was gonna make that revive his mom, or that's the era of when he becomes like the full alien type person with like electric powers and stuff like that. For him to even fight Ezel, fight Zafia, because he has the power now. He has all 5 medallions, and it's him and the group versus Zafia and his children. And one thing I wanted to do was a hand-to-hand combat or something like that. And you're taking out one-on-one. You're taking out Kenji, and the group is taking out one-on-one or something. So it'd be like Isaac first or Azarath first or something like that. And different parts. And the main thing about this story was I wanted full action, and I've always loved, Jackie Chan's movies and stuff. So I love the fact that they do some crazy stuff where you won't even think about it. And it's like stuff like, yo, how do you even manage to do that? Like in Kung Fu Panda, man, Kung Fu Panda was too good. Very he was with Master Shifu, and they were fighting over one dumpling, and they were using chopsticks, and it was it was crazy.
Yeah, because Shifu was like taking advantage, like what Poe liked,
Yeah,
that was cool.
So I wanted more action than power. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, I'm not really a big fan of Dragon Ball Z like that. So it's like, yo, so much power going on, so much destruction of the earth, so much just energy being pulsated from one's hand. You know, so I'm not a big fan of that. I want actual crazy movement with like fist in your body and how quick are you thinking with your reflexes and all that. I want that, and I think that's cool. So that's what I want in my story. But that's why I was deciding like, yo, should I even put the energy? I mean, should I put the lightning in there? Should I even put a silent mode? This and that. So that was just the thought.
Yeah, you know what you could do with the siren mode? Instead of making it like directly like he can shoot lightning from his staff or something, make it so like when he hits someone, there's an extra lightning effect. Since it's
Yeah, like shock.
like an aura on his body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it'll be like an extra bit of damage, and like he'll be in like he's since he has to be in like his hypersensitive state, make it like a flow state. So like his body's moving on his own, and he's just going crazy.
Yeah, that's actually really good because it's his body's moving on its own due to his half alien side that's like unstable to his human side, and where his human body can't even what's the word? His human body can't even like manage the bone structure of his alien self.
So like, do you want like,
What?
so do you want for when he goes into that mode? Do you want like his alien bones to be inside his human body and like distorts his body a bit, or do you want like him to turn like part alien?
I was thinking about like distorting his body, like he looked like an actual alien person. Like the first thing that when I hear alien, the first thing I think of is xenomorph or like the movie Alien or something like that crap. So xenomorphs are long, lanky, and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking about making him. Now I thought about having his bones come out or something out of his human body, but I think like, what if he just dies like that? So yeah, I don't know. It's just all this stuff just has to make sense to me.
Okay.
But yeah, anything else?
I'm thinking of some more stuff that we can talk about, and criticize.
I mean, I was gonna say more
ideas.
in depth of the story because I have a lot. Like I have a lot of script wrote down. Right, I wrote it down. My goodness. But I don't know if I should say the story though. So.
Why don't you tell me like one of your favorite scenes? Like one of your favorite scenes.
That's
in the whole
interesting.
thing. Yeah.
That's, Okay. It would have to be the era. So when I look at era, I'm looking at like different chapters. So chapter would be like this. The beginning. Do you like the beginning where it tells the prologue of the story?
In the beginning.
Shut up. Yeah, so it'd be like the prologue. So this era, Easel is doing this and doing that, and we're learning more about said character. Who is he? What is he doing? This and that. And he steals a ship and goes to the Earth. And then his character development goes on with the female and stuff like that on Earth. And then we see Lazarina doing some stuff. And then she goes to Earth and everything. Yeah. Then we go to the second era. It could be like the beginning of seeing the, what?
I don't care. Pick whatever is your favorite scene out of all of them in every area. Every era, I mean.
Okay. I was just explaining, like, what do you mean? Alright, that answered it. My favorite part of each era would have to be this. At the beginning, we get to see Easel doing some crazy stuff. Throwing Molotovs at places or causing some chaos and disturbing the peace and everything. Using some illegal weapons because they're high technology. Using some illegal weapons to cause destruction of this, planet and the city that they're in. And then I want to make something happen to where you realize, like, deep in his heart, where it's like a shocking change moment, like, holy crap, I actually don't like this anymore. And he changes his life.
Like, how about in that scene? Maybe there would be like, let's say, like a kid just dies, like, in his emotion, like somehow, like an innocent kid gets caught in his crossfire. Like let's say he's like robbing banks and shit, and like an innocent kid happens to get caught in the crossfire. And then all of a sudden that's his realization, like, oh shit, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do it no more.
No, I was thinking of that, but if this guy's been doing that for a while, I don't think he cares about killing bulls.
Well, not like the boys he's fighting, not like the fucking police and shit, and the people are attacking him. I'm talking about like an innocent bystander. Let's say while getting away, or like while driving away, he accidentally hit someone, or like while he's shooting, right? Like he accidentally shoots something that gets someone that's completely innocent running away from the scene, gets them killed on mistake. Like he shoots something that accidentally kills someone, and now it's like a realization, like, oh shit, well, I don't want to kill any more civilians, and now the guilt is coming in. Like
but that I would have to figure out like what type of criminal, like what type of person he is. Now, people will just kill innocent people all the time. Like, who cares? They kill innocent people all the time. But if you're talking about
are you lagging again?
Like criminals that don't kill people, but they rob banks and they do it for like money and stuff like that, then that's different because they wouldn't take a human life. They would just try to make their self go up. Like how I want to do something where I want to make money, like robbing a bank. I want to rob this bank and make do heist. But I don't want to end lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
like that.
What type of criminal is he? Is he a person that doesn't care about anything, or does he care about human civilians?
He cares about civilians because, let's say, like, he's doing this because he feels like it's the only way he can make money. Because, you know, of his upbringing, let's say, like, throughout his childhood, that was the only way he was taught to make money efficiently, you know? By stealing.
That's not a bad idea because that could be like another filler episode where it goes back to where he was like a child or something and he's like getting not tortured. He's getting like abused. Like, yo, you gotta have a job. You gotta have this. You gotta have that. If you don't do it, then you're gonna be a homeless piece of garbage. You disappointment. His dad saying that, right? And then instead he's having the bad mentality because he didn't grow from it. Instead he got destroyed from it. Where the story of like the two twins where they said like, so two twins became billionaires and then they were getting interviewed and some guy said yo, how did you become a billionaire? So the first twin said, oh, my dad abused me as a kid. The second twin said, oh, my dad abused me as a kid. Now one of them was a millionaire, the other guy wasn't. So obviously one of them used the power of the strength of, oh crap, my dad did this, I don't want to be like that. And the other guy said something, yeah, when I see my dad I'm gonna kill him, this and that. So maybe he didn't become the big millionaire person. Maybe he used it as hard, terrible stuff, and he took vengeance out on everybody else but his father. There you go. That's a good idea.
But there has to be a specific reason why he won't take it out on his father, because normally his father would be the first one he takes vengeance out on.
Well, I mean, it's more of I guess I'd say it's more of like he can't, like he's like weak.
Let's say, like, maybe his father berates him about getting a job, about making money that way, you know what I'm saying? But he goes to get jobs and he hates them, like, with a burning passion, because his father doesn't really teach him much. He just teaches him to get a job and doesn't teach him how to act in a job. And so, like, no one at the job likes him. He doesn't like the job, and, you know, he eventually leaves. But then he meets some, let's say, some bad boss. And they like, I don't know, they have some type of conversation. They get together and they talk about like, hey, why don't we just rob this gas station? And that's how it starts, you know? That's where it all starts.
That's not a bad idea. I like that. He finds a group of people. I guess he can be like a big mafia gang or something.
Yeah, and they treat him like family, like what his father isn't treating him like.
So he goes into the wrong path of the life.
Right. Yeah.
So that's pretty good. In fact, what's it called was actually saying that the other day. He said, instead of stealing a ship from like, let's say like their NASA, so Sislord NASA, whatever. Instead of stealing a ship from their NASA, instead he's in a gang, a very serious gang, and a big mafia and everything, and he wants to change life around. But he doesn't want to do it because he feels like he's disobeying, like, no loyalty to his family. But he doesn't like doing this anymore because he accidentally killed someone. He doesn't kill people. So he wants to change his life around. So he steals their ship that they have, an illegal ship that was like their prized possession, their biggest heist they've ever done. And he steals the ship. So he couldn't change his life on that planet. So not only is he a criminal by, the cops or whatever for them, not only is he a criminal, but he's also wanted for disloyalty to his like brothers and sisters, whatever, that the gang he's in.
Oh yeah.
So he's in like deep trouble.
And let's say he crash lands on Earth, right? So like now he leaves the spaceship, and now like the cops come, the police come and find the spaceship, and it's like, oh well, here's this big spaceship out of nowhere. There's definitely aliens on this planet, and so now he's being hunted for as an alien on Earth.
Yeah.
You catch my drift? So
yes,
basically he's always on the run. He always has to hide his identity. That'd be an interesting story.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that part where like when does the cops or crap, when do they come in, and how do they track the ship and everything? Like I'm just saying it all has to make sense. That's all. And how do I continue it? I have to continue the fact that he's being hunted. You know what I mean? So so I like the idea. Like I said, that could be a filler thing. I always love backstories of characters. But yeah, so that was the first part. My second era is when the kids arrive and everything, like their kids, whatever. My second era is when we get to know Kenji and everything. So, 21-year-old guy. 21-year-old guy and 19-year-old girl. Basically, how they officially met, that I didn't say, was they officially met like this. Misako's nosy self, being locked up for like 19 years, basically, disobeyed her mother and went outside just to see, like, yo, what happened, this and that, police are here and blah blah. She goes up and looks over his fence and see Kenji's body, but she knows that she shouldn't be out, so she follows Kenji in the ambulance. So it's like, dusk or something, or it's like kind of blue outside, kind of like let's say like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or something, kind of blue outside, so it's kind of dark. You'd really have to actually see her to know that she's an alien, not just get a glance. And then she makes a dumb mistake, and she's just fighting with herself, like, yo, should I go to this? Should I keep doing this? And she's fighting with her emotions and feelings. Like, yo, I want to keep doing this. This is fun. I want to go outside more. But I will get caught and die. So, just for example. The conflict came in was that she actually sneaks inside of the hospital, going in vents and everything. She's smart like that. So she knows how to navigate through stuff. She sneaks inside and sees Kenji. And I actually made it that she is the one who saved Kenji's life, not the doctor. She's the one who saved Kenji's life. She works with high advanced material. She works with that. So she was able to know the procedures and everything on how to save this human boy. And the doctors... What happened?
Wait. So, but maybe, like, she'll go in there, interact with Kenji, right? And, like, maybe that'll trigger Kenji's alien blood in a way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll show her that he's somewhat of an alien as well. And she'll be like, oh, shit. Well, now I know the secret that no one else knows except for, well, obviously his father. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you know what? Yes. She knows it, but Kenji doesn't.
Yeah.
She knows it, but Kenji doesn't. So Kenji thinks this is a regular human. Just like everybody else that he was with his life. But she knows it. So that is what makes her keep going outside, because this weird feeling that she never felt because of, they're on Earth. It's not the same as their home planet. So the energy between their blood and everything of their alien self are connected. But she knows the feeling, but Kenji's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't even see. So what happened was, long story short, Kenji's in the hospital, whatever, on the bed, and the doctors go out and be like, yo, we have to tell the person the bad news, like, yo, we have to write this in our database and everything, that this kid is dead. There's nothing we can do. But Misako comes out from hiding and sees his body, and she's like, yo, I could possibly kill this person, but it's the only way to do it. So she used the defibrillator on him. He gets shocked, and that's where she felt the presence of this alien, because she used the shocking thing, and everything in that room just like, it was like a what's the word, a flashbang. And then the hospital like shook a little bit. They went to
Wait a
what
second.
what
Wait, maybe
what
maybe like in the scene, like during the scene, like maybe a little bit of lightning comes off of him.
It's crazy because that was the first thing I thought of when I was writing the story. The first thing I thought was like a little bit of lightning shot comes down on the hospital, makes it a little blackout for a second, and comes back on.
No, no, no. But I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay, what?
I'm talking about from his from his body.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
You catch my drift, and like and it shocks her a tiny bit, and that's when she realizes like, wait a second, this ain't no, this guy kind of sussy. This guy
Shut up. Yeah. So it had to be like a full strong thing where like, yo, how does this human feel another human like that? So the strong shock that she felt with Kenji and everything. Then the doctors come back like, what was that? What was going on? And the fact that she's in the hospital, she's in a very bad spot. You have an alien, 6'5" alien in your hospital room. Like, you good luck with that. So she zooms out, hides, whatever. She does whatever she can. I don't know what I was gonna do with that scene, but she does whatever she can to not be found. And I'm gonna say that just for a little dramatic thing, I'm gonna say that she makes some noise trying to hide. The doctors see it. They're about to check it out and they're walking to it. But as soon as they walk to it and see her, Kenji actually gets up because he's alive. She saved his life. And he starts freaking out like, oh, I can't see. What's going on? I can't see. He's just going around. He's just shocking everything. And he's like, yo, what's going on? And, as let's say that the police or something, or the FBI or higher up, they're going to do some research on this kid. Like, why does he have electric powers? But the doctors are so in shock, literally. No, I'm joking. But the doctors are so shocked that they didn't even see what happened. Everything happened so fast. So he got like lucky, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's too corny.
Well, no,
yeah.
no. I think that the lightning should only affect her, and like after that, he has no control. Like he hasn't unlocked it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was just okay, because
it was like a teaser for something that comes later.
Now I do like that because it also makes sense because the shocking of the defibrillator had enough electrical power and current to do that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So he starts going around, breaking stuff, running around, whatever. I'm imagining this in my head, and that's what made it my favorite scene because we get to see like, yo, it's just chaos going around. I thought that was cool. And then lastly,
chaos control.
Bro thinks he's Shadow. The last thing is when they meet, actually. So the reason why Kenji knew Misako existed in the first place was because remember, like you said, which actually, you gave me a better idea. At first, it was she was building a robot and she had an item in her pocket, but while she was being nosy, snooping around, she dropped in his backyard, and the smell of the item triggered Kenji. Like, yo, I never smelled this before.
Smell something strange around it.
Shut up. You sound like a redneck. Okay, let me stop. So, instead of doing that, I can actually make it that because Kenji's blind, he has heightened senses, he feels stronger towards this person, towards Misako, than anybody else.
Gay.
That's so gay. Yeah, because Misako has that big fat tail meat that... Alright, let me stop.
What?
I'm just thinking about this in my head. I thought it was so cool. It was like, imagine him sitting in his backyard. So imagine the backyard is like Phineas and Ferb or something like that. Type of backyard. And she's looking over the fence. And he's shooting a bow and arrow while blindfolded. Just hitting all the targets and this, stuff like that. So then he stops. And he's like, oh, so you're back. And it'd be some dramatic type of thing. And she's like, yo, how did you know I was here? This and that. And he explains, like, yeah, I'm assuming you're the one who was there with me in the doctor, the hospital, whatever, because that feeling that was never felt before in his entire 21 years of living was only at the hospital. Now he's feeling it again when somebody's here, so he's connecting dots. And then he goes up, she starts explaining herself because she just got caught. She's caught. So imagine if she did something stupid where this guy Kenji's a big mouth like, yo, I know you're an alien, this and that. I know that, I feel this, I feel that, and LP snitches and she's dead. So she's all shook and everything. And Kenji doesn't know anything. He doesn't know except the feeling of like, yo, who's this person? I feel this person. That's it. Doesn't know what she looks like. Nothing at all. And then they're conversating, whatever. The day goes by, and it's nighttime. They go back home, and she gets hit with an arrow in the head. So like like a plastic arrow or something like that, where she doesn't obviously die, but she gets hit in the arrow. It was like Kenji's note or something like that, explaining like, yeah, thank you for saving my life or this and that. You know what I mean? So it was just more in depth of how do they meet or characterization or something like that. Kind of corny, kind of cheesy, whatever it may be. I just needed something. So maybe I changed about how they meet, but that's just the script of it. Nothing too crazy, just the script.
That's more like a summary than a script. I mean, that's what my stories are too. They're more like summaries than scripts, but.
I mean, I guess what's a script to you? What's a summary to you?
A script to me also includes dialogue, like specific words being said.
A script for me is what's going on. That's a script for me.
Well, your definition of a script is gay and stupid and gay. Yeah, that was a tad bit cheesy. I don't know about the arrow, shooting the arrow through a window. Shit, I don't know about that.
Yeah, like I said, cheesy.
But maybe when he's maybe in the conversation he can think of. I don't know about the arrow.
Repeat that.
Maybe like when they're conversating for the first time, he can thank her. But I don't know about the arrow. Like maybe that's the last line he'll say. He'll say like, "Well, thank you for saving my life."
Yeah, I know what you mean. Now, the reason why I did that was because I want to show difference in personality. Because now, instead of being outgoing and happy and enthusiastic about everything, now he's mischievous and sly and what's the word? He's mischievous, sly. He's what's the other word?
I'm happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine.
Shut up!
What's
the word when you don't talk to people? Oh, antisocial.
There you go.
Yeah, or what's another word where you don't talk to people?
Shy.
Introvert. Yes, introvert. He's introvert. He's introverted. Yeah. So his personality just changed to the point where he barely talks and everything. You know what I mean? So that was like a life changing thing. So that's one of the reasons why I did it, because it kind of made sense. But like I said, all this stuff is cheesy and everything. I don't mind doing a little bit of cheese here and there, but I don't want any stupid things to happen. That's all. So script can be cheesy. That's just something small, cool, whatever. But stuff that don't make sense, where it's like a big plot hole, then I don't want that.
I understand. Do you understand? Okay. Well, that's all I got. I ain't got much else to say.
I mean, yeah, same.
Hey, well, that's interesting. What? That's interesting. So what I'll say now is, for those that actually somehow watch this video, somehow, some way in hell, watch this video. Leave in the comments if you have your own constructive criticism for the story. We will revisit this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make a follow-up episode that's like, hey, let's go over the comments and see what they have to say, and maybe we'll retake it from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And with that in mind, yeah, that's about it.
I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Narrative Nebulosa, and we out.
First off, we don't say outros like that. We say them like this. Do. We say them like this.
We say them like.
Bye.